Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Kill Team Battle Report. I'm Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Line Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I'm about to fight a 211-point, yes, that's right, 211-point kill team battle between my Genestealer Cult and Skylar's Death Guard. So the story that we've got going on here is that the Death Guard have been landing on this planet, forming a beachhead to take it over for their nefarious purposes, and a squad of Terminators found themselves off course from where they thought they were landed in the middle of this this industrial area over here. But when they landed, the forces realized as it was coming over the Vox, and also as with their eyes that they could see, this planet turned out to be infested with a Genestealer cult that was in the throes of an uprising. So this squad of Terminators formed a defensive perimeter to hold their position until they could be reinforcements could arrive and help them get back to the main thrust of the force here. But the forces of the Genestealer cult decided to take that opportunity to take them down if they could. So that's the story that we've got going on. The mission that we're going to be playing here is basically they've got to hold the middle. So if they can hold out until the end of the game, they will be the winners, and the reinforcements will arrive and eradicate all of the rest of the Genestealer cult, or the Genestealer cult will fade into the shadows as is wont for them to do. And my goal is to just basically slaughter them to a man, or what's left of men here. So that should be fun. I think it'll be a fun, interesting way of playing it out here. So the way we had it was he set it up in the middle there, behind the barricades, and then I had to set up my guys more than 9 inches away from the barricades themselves. So that's where all my guys here are around the different corners over there. So that's going to be it for that's the story, and that is the mission. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the two kill teams that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Genestealer cult, my kill team will consist of, from left to right here, I've got a neophyte leader with a web pistol and a power pick. I have a combat specialist who is an aberrant with a power hammer. I've got an aberrant who is a zealot specialist with a power pick. I have a neophyte gunner with a mining laser who is my heavy specialist. I then have 3 acolyte fighters with rock saws. I've got another neophyte gunner with a seismic cannon. I've got an acolyte leader. I've got another aberrant with a power pick. I have a metamorph with talon. And then we have 7 pure strain Genestealers. And then for the forces of Nurgle here on the Death Guard, we have from left to right the leader who is a Blightlord champion with a bale sword and combi bolter. We have a Blightlord fighter who is the combat specialist with a flail of corruption. We have a Blightlord Terminator as the zealot specialist with a bubonic axe and a combi plasma. We then have a demolitions expert who is a Blightlord Terminator with a combi bolter and a bale sword. And last but not least, we have another Blightlord Terminator with a bale sword and combi melta. All right, so those are the kill teams going over deployment here. I've got my 3 fighters with my acolyte leader back over in this corner. This corner has my leader along with the heavy specialist with the mining laser. I've got my zealot specialist and my combat specialist over here. I then have my 7 pure strains over here, along with my other gunner with the seismic cannon up here, and then I've got my metamorph and my other aberrant over in this corner. My opponent's deployment here, he's got his regular guy over here, we've got his zealot specialist over on this side, the demolitions expert over here, we've got the leader over here, and then we've got the combat specialist right there. So that is going to be it for deployment. We will now roll off to see who has initiative going into turn 1. My opponent gets a 10, I get an 8, so we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Death Guard. All right, so before the first turn actually began, I rolled for a cult ambush. He got it, and he got it. Everyone else failed theirs. They don't get it at all, and everyone else just failed theirs. Cool, cool, cool. Good job, boys. But at least they've moved up a little closer. So, at the beginning of my opponent's turn, he is going to spend 2 CP for Grandfather's Blessing. And who are you going to put it on?
The leader. Onto
the leader. So what it is he rolls, and on 2+, he will get +1 to hit and +1 to wound for the rest of the game. But if he rolls a 1, he takes a D3 mortal wounds, and yeah, so it takes D3 mortals. And do you still get it, or?
No.
No, he doesn't get it. He just takes D3 mortal wounds because he has been decided that he is not worthy of Nurgle's blessing there. So, no, on a 4, he's good to go. So you'll get +1 to hit and +1 to wound. Pretty good there for that leader. All right, movement phase for the Death Guard here. His demolitions and leader readied themselves. This zealot specialist moved up over this way, looking on my my little bugs over there. And this guy moved down over this way, taking a look at these guys over here. Pretty much bugs, but not quite as buggy as those guys. Then his combat specialist is going to charge into me. So he's going to charge over here. I'm going to roll Overwatch here, looking for a 6. Do not get it. So his charge distance, he's looking for a 6-inch charge. Oh, and he's in. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. We're going to have a couple charges. We've got a couple regular moves. We'll see what happens here. So this guy with the mining laser moved up over here. This guy down here advanced up over this way. These two guys advanced over here. He moved up on top over here. He is engaged in combat, and now we're going to be doing some charges. So we'll first start with him. He's going to charge into him. He's engaged, so he can't fire Overwatch. Also, you can't see him, I don't think. Need an 8-inch charge, and he's going to be in. So now these guys are going to charge over here. We're going to start with this guy. He's going to charge into both these guys over here. So Overwatching.
Combi bolter.
Combi bolter first.
Wait, hang on.
Sorry. No, it's all good. Yeah, the first one's going to have 4 shots, right?
Okay.
We'll do the leader first.
Okay.
Yep. So 6s, getting 1 hit.
Right.
Strength 4, toughness 4, so looking for a 4 to wound.
Wounding on 3s. Cause
3s because he is the +1 to wound guy. That's going to be a wound. 5 up invul save. Yeah, with the 5. Woo! And then we've got the combi plasma. So we'll start with the bolter first. So that's going to be 2 shots. 1 hit there, 4 to wound. That is a wound. That is not a save. So injury roll here. On a 2, he takes a flesh wound. And the plasma portion over here, not supercharging for obvious reasons. That's going to be a hit over there. Oh boy. Here we go. Looking for a 3 to wound. That is a wound. 5 up invul save. No, that goes through. So injury roll +1. 4, 5, he's out. Next guy's going to do the same thing. Let's see how this works out for him. 4 shots from the leader over here with his combi bolter.
Demo.
The demo. Oh, the demo guy. Sorry, not the leader. My demo guy. Nope, no hits there. And then we've got the 2 shots from the bolter portion from the guy with the combi plasma. That's going to be 1 hit with that bolter there. 4 to wound. That's a wound. And a 4 is not a save. And a 3 takes a flesh wound. And then we'll do the 2 shots from the plasma. That's going to be no hits. So his charge distance, he needs a 10-inch charge. Is whoa! No, not even close to getting in. My opponent pointed out, and I should have remembered that they got switched to deadly, so he gets to re-roll that into a 4, which is not even much better at all. Now my rock saw guy is going to charge into his regular guy over here. So we're going to go with the bolter portion first in Overwatch. Nope, no hits there. And then the melter portion. No hit there. So his charge distance is totally in. And now this guy over here is going to charge into him as well. He needs a 10-inch charge. Oh, so close. I can't. No, we'd have to reroll the whole thing. I'm just going to let him stay where he's at for now. And then my zealot specialist is going to charge into him. 8-inch, was that enough? Ooh, 1 second. And he was just over 9 inches away. So actually I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll that because I really want to get him in. That would be nice. Back into an 8, of course. So the rest of my pure strains all advanced up. They weren't going to make those charges, so they just advanced up, getting ready for next turn up here. And that's going to be it for the movement phase. So we'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so now his demolitions expert here is going to start us off in the shooting phase. He's going to put 2 shots into each of these guys. So we'll go with this one first. 2 shots, hitting on 3s. That's 1 hit. Strength 4, toughness 4, so 4 to wound. That is a wound. 5 up invul save. Yeah, with that filfers. And then the 2 shots into the other guy, hitting on 3s, getting 1 hit, wounding on 3s. That's a wound. 5 up. Oh, he's good. All right, so now his leader's going to put the same 2 shots into each of these guys. So we're going to go with the far guy again first. That's going to be no hits there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then on to the other guy over here. Remember, he's hitting on 2s because he's got that +1 hit. So that first shot, that was rough. So that's going to be 2 hits onto this guy, 4s to wound. Oh, 3s to wound because he's got the +1 to wound as well. So that's going to be no wounds there either. Oof.
Yeah.
And then his zealot over here is going to start us off in the regular shooting phase. That was the readied shooting phase. So now he is going to put 1 plasma shot into each of these guys here. So we'll do the closest one to me first. Hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. That is not a wound. And then we've got the other one who's going to be hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 3. That is a wound. 5 up invul save. No. So here we go. Injury roll. And on a 4, he's out of action. All right, so then my guys are going to get to shoot. I've got my heavy specialist up here. He's going to fire his mining laser into the leader. Because he's the heavy specialist, he doesn't suffer the penalty for moving with a heavy weapon. He's also within half range of the leader, and the leader is not whatchamacallit, obscured. Thank you, that's the word I was looking for. So this is going to be hitting on a 4. I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll that. Into a fill face, so that is a hit. This is going to be strength 9, so looking for a 3 to wound. Of course. All right, and my guy over here is going to fire into his leader with his seismic cannon. I'm going to do shortwave because I'm within 12 inches, so but it's not half range for that profile. So I'm going to be hitting on 6s because of moving with heavy weapon, him being obscured, blah, blah, blah. So hitting on 6s, but 2 shots. Nope, no hits there. All right, so into the fight phase, we're going to start with his combat specialist. He's going to have 3d3 attacks. So he's going to have 2, 4, 6 attacks. We'll come back to you with that.
3 per.
All right, so he's going to put 3 attacks into each of them over here. So we're going to have, what are we going to have? We're going to have 3 into the metamorph and 3 into the aberrant. So we'll do the metamorph first. These are going to be hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits. Strength 6, so looking for, 1 second on metamorph. Alrighty, so it's going to be wounding on 2s because he's tough 3. That is 2 wounds. Those are both going to go straight through. 1 damage apiece, so we just got the 1 injury roll. And on a 5, he's out. And then the 3 attacks into my aberrant over here. That's going to be 1 hit. These are going to be strength 6, so looking for 3s to wound. That is a wound, AP -2. So that's going to be just going to go straight through his armor there because aberrants don't get their feel no pain in this one. So that's going to be 1 damage. And then it's going to be, yeah, so that's going to be, takes 1 wound. Just takes 1 wound. All right, so now my Acolyte Fighter is going to go into his guy over here as a charger. So it's a Hammer of Wrath phase. He's going to have 2 attacks here, hitting on 3s. That's going to be 2 hits. Wounding on 3, strength 8, toughness 5. That's going to be 2 wounds there. AP -4, so he's got his 4-up invul save because of Cataphractii armor. Makes both of them killer. And then my aberrant over here is going to attack in with his pick. He's got 2 attacks hitting on 3s. That is going to be 1 hit. Strength 5, toughness 5, so 4s to wound. That's not a wound. And now his dude bro over here is going to attack into my guy, swinging back. He's going to have his 2 attacks here, hitting on 3s. That is going to be 1 hit, strength 4, so 3s to wound. That is not a wound. Alrighty, so that's the end of turn 1 here. I have 3 guys that are out of action, so I don't have to roll for break. My opponent has nobody out of action, so he doesn't have to roll for break, obviously. I got 1 guy with a flesh wound, but he is got a leadership 9, so he can't fail that. So he is going to be fine. So that's going to be it for turn 1 here. We will now roll to see who will have initiative going into turn 2. I rolled a 6. My opponent rolled a 7. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Death Guard. All right, movement phase here. He's got his 1 guy here. The demolitions expert is going to ready. This guy's going to stay in combat. That guy's going to stay in combat. And now we're going to have some charges. So we'll start with your leader. He's going to charge into my pure strain right over here. No Overwatch to be had here. So his roll, 4 inches will get him in. And then his guy over here is going to charge into my pure strain and my acolyte leader. I'm going to roll for the acolyte leader's pistol. Nope, no Overwatch there. So his charge distance, 7 inches will get him in. All right, movement phase here for the Genestealer Cult now. Both of my heavy gunner guys are going to stay, are going to ready themselves, and the guys that are in combat are going to stay in combat. Everyone else is going to charge. So we're going to start with my combat specialist over here. He's going to charge, and he's in. Zealous specialist is going to charge in. He's also in. My Rocksaw guy is going to charge into this guy. He's in. This pure strain is going to charge into his leader. He's in. This pure strain is going to charge into his demo expert, overwatching here. Getting 1 hit. 3s to wound. That's a wound. Oh, no, not 3s. He's obscured. Oh, no. Oh, yes. 1 second. Sorry, he's the demolitions expert and obscured. So, yes, he does get +1 to wound over here. So, nope, no there. So, injury roll. On a 6, he's out. And now this pure strain here is going to charge into him as well. Overwatch, getting 2 hits this time. 3s to wound.
4s to wound.
Oh, 4s to wound because he's not obscured. Yep. Getting 1 wound there. Not making the save. Injury roll. 3, takes a flesh wound. So 1 second. Opponent's going to spend a command point on that one. Probably a good, yep, very good idea. And now this Pure Strain's going to charge into him as well. Let's see what happens. See if he has better chance than his friends there. Yeah, there we go. Finally, no one a wound there. And with a 7-inch charge, he's in. And then my Saw guy here is going to charge in over here. 10-inch charge to get in. Oh, 9 again. No, he was just going to go with that. Alrighty, so now we've got 1 shot in the shooting phase with my 1 Rocksaw bro with his auto pistol. Oh, hits with a fill face. It's toughness 5, strength 3, so looking for a 5 to wound. Oh, that's a wound. 2 up armor save. Oh, he's good. All right, start off our fight phase here. His Zealot Specialist is going to start us off with his charge. He's going to put 2 attacks into my cult leader, icon leader, and then 1 into them. So the 2 attacks into the leader gets 1 hit there. This is going to be strength 6 now because he's Zealot, +1 on the charge, +1 for his axe. So looking for a 2 to wound. That is a wound. AP is enough to go straight through his armor there. So injury roll. On a 6, he's out. And then he's got the 1 attack into the guy with the Rocksaw here. That is a hit. That is a wound. Injury roll. Oh. On a 1, he takes a flesh wound. All right, so then I'm going to choose my Genestealer over here. He's going to attack into his leader there. So I'm going to have 3 attacks hitting on 3s. Cool, bros. All right, so then I'm going to spend 1 CP for Up and Adam, which allows my combat specialist here to attack into his dude bro over there. So he's going to have 3 attacks because of being a combat specialist, hitting on 4s because he's got the power hammer, which is -1 to hit. All right, getting 2 hits there. Strength 10. So it's going to be looking for, because, 1 second. Yep, he's going to be strength 10, so he's going to be wounding him on 2s. That's going to be 2 wounds. Barely, but 2 wounds, I'll take it. 4 up invul saves. Ooh, fails 1 of them. So that's 3 damage is going to go straight through. So now we have his injury roll. What's up? Oh, disgustingly resilient. Yes, that's right. So you got 3 here. Oh no, those all go through. And on that 6, he is out of action. All right, so now his leader's gonna go. He's got 3 attacks. He's gonna put 2 attacks into the guy that he charged over here, and then 1 into the guy that charged him. So we're gonna do the 2 into the guy that he charged. So that's gonna be 2 hits because he's got +1 to hit because of Grandfather's Blessing there. And these are gonna be strength 4, right? So would be 4s to wound, become 3s to wound because of the +1 to wound. So that's gonna be 2 wounds, 5 up invul saves, making 1, failing 1. So injury roll here. On a 3, he takes a flesh wound. And then the 1 attack into this guy over here. That's going to be a hit. That's a wound. Extra AP, but they've got a 5 up invul save. Which he makes with a fill phase. Woo! Then my opponent's going to spend 1 CP for Lead by Example, which will allow his demo guy within 3 inches of the leader who attacked to attack into his dude bro here. So this is going to be, what does he have, 2 attacks into him over there? Hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 4s, strength 4. That's going to be 1 wound, 5 up invul save. No, does not make it. +1 to this roll because he's already got a flesh wound. And on a 3, takes a 2nd flesh wound. So now the guy with the Rocksaw here is going to go. He's got 2 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 4s because he's got the flesh wound there. That's 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That is 1 wound, AP -4, so 4 up invul save. Oh, he's good. And I'm going to spend 1 CP on Industrial Brutality, which means that once I've attacked with a heavy rock whatever, I can roll a D6 on a 4+. That model gets to fight again. So 4+. Yeah, so he's going to fight again. So he's got his 2 attacks again into this guy over here. 4s to hit, getting 1 hit. That flesh wound came in over there, so wounded on a 3. That's a wound. 4 up invul save. Oh, he's good. All right, so now this guy here, still in the Hammer of Wrath phase, is going to attack into his dude bro here. He's got 3 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 5s now because he's got 2 flesh wounds. No, nothing there. All right, so now his combat specialist is going to attack into my dude bro over here. It starts off in the regular fight phase, so 3d3 attacks. He's going to have 1, 2, 3 attacks. Sounds good. These are going to be hitting on 3s. That is going to be 1 hit. This is strength 6, so looking for 3 to wound. That is a wound. AP -2, so that's going to go straight through his armor. So Injury roll, he's out. And now my Genestealer over here is going to attack into his leader. 3 attacks hitting on 4s because of the flesh wound. Getting 1 hit, wounding on 5s. That's a wound, AP -1, so 3 up save. Oh, he's good. Alrighty, so that is going to be it for turn 2 here. I do have some leadership tests to take. I don't have to roll for a break test, but I do have some nerve tests to take. So he is going to have to roll. I've got 7 guys out of action. So he's looking for a 1 to auto pass. Nope, he's going to be shaken. This guy over here, 7 guys out of action, 1 or a 2 will be fine for him because he's got leadership 9. Nope, he's going to be shaken. And this guy over here gets 1, 2, or 3 because he's got his best friend over there patting him on the back with his rending claw. And of course he rolls the 6 and is shaken as well. Cool. All right, so we will now roll to see who has initiative going into turn 3. I rolled an 8, my opponent rolled a 9, so it will be Death Guard turn here coming in. All right, movement phase for the Death Guard here. He stayed in combat over here. He fell back out of combat with my shaken Pure Strain over here, putting a wall between him and my Bruisers over this side. And he stayed in combat, and now he is going to charge into my Pure Strains over here. Rolling a 7-inch charge, he'll be in. All right, so now movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. He's going to charge into this guy. Oh, look, he's in. This guy with the rock saw is going to charge into this guy. 2 inches is not going to get him in. Oh boy. I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll that. Getting him in with a 10-inch charge. And then my Dubro over here, my combat specialist is going to charge. 8 inches will get him in. And my Zealot specialist is going to charge in. And he's in. All right, so that's going to be it for the movement phase. Into the fight phase, since there is no shooting to be had. And my opponent's going to spend 2 CP to decisive strike me. I've only got 1 CP since I had to re-roll for this guy. So he's going to put all of his attacks into my combat specialist over here. So he's going to have 2 attacks. That's going to be 1 hit, strength 4. So looking for a 4 to wound. No wound. All right, so now my opponent's, we're going to go into the charge phase here. My opponent gets to go first since he has the initiative. So we're going to go with his flail guy over here. How are you going to put out your attacks? You're going to put, oh, that's right, 3d3 attacks. I'm sorry, my bad. I forgot that you get to do it later. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacks. All right, so he's going to do 3 and 3. We're going to go into this guy over here first. That is going to be 1 hit, strength 6, so looking for a 3 to wound. That is a wound. 5 up, invul save. No, does not make it, so injury roll here. A 3, he takes a flesh wound. And then the 3 attacks into my guy with a flesh wound over there. That is going to be 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. That is going to be 2 wounds. Reroll the 1. Oh, reroll the 1. What is the one? Plague weapon. Oh, because of a plague weapon. Sorry, my bad. So that's going to be 3 wounds there. 5 up, invul saves. Nope, not going to happen. I got the other one fell off the table, but ain't going to save me. And on a 1, he takes a 2nd flesh wound. All right, so now one of my chargers gets to go. My Rocksaw guy is going to go into his Zealot. 2 attacks hitting on 3s. That is going to be 1 hit, wounding on a 3. That is a wound with a fill face. AP -4, so 4 up invul save. No, that's going to go through. That's 2 damage. So that's going to go... Oh, 2 disgusting resilience. I forgot about your disgusting resilience. No, those are going to go through. So 2 rolls on the 2 dice on the injury test. And that 4 is going to be out of action. All right, so now my combat specialist is going to attack into him over here. 3 attacks, hitting on 4s because he's got that hammer. That's going to be 1 hit. Wounding on a 2. That's a wound. 4 up invul save. Oh, he's good. And now my Zealot specialist is going to attack in here. 3 attacks. That's going to be 2 hits. Wounding on, whatchamacallit, AP, wounding on +1 because he's Zealot, so it's going to be 3s to wound because it's strength 6 now. So that's going to be 1 wound at AP -2, so 4 up regardless. No, that's going to go through. D3 damage. 1 damage, so he just takes the 1 wound. Oh, disgusting resilient. No, takes it. And then my Rocksaw bro is going to go in here. He's going to have 2 hits. He's going to have 1 wound. 4 up invul save. No, that's going to go through. So that's 2 damage. Oh, disgusting resilient for the 2 damage. Makes both of them. There you go. That's how you do it. All right, I'm gonna spend 1 CP for Industrial Brutality. Let's see if he gets to attack back. Oh, yes, he does. So it's gonna be 2 attacks here on 3s. Whoa, throwing dice all over the place. That's gonna be 2 hits there, wounding on 3s. That is gonna be 1 wound there, 4-up invul save. Oh, he's good. And now into the regular fight phase. We're done with chargers now, finally. So now his guy here is gonna put his leader 2 attacks into the 2 wounded guy. Oh no, 1 attack into the 2 wounded guy, 2 into the 1 wounded guy. So the 2 into the 1 wounded guy is gonna have 2 attacks. That's going to be 1 hit, getting to wound on a 3, because he gets +1 to wound. No wound. And then he's got the 1 attack into my other pure strain over there. That is a hit. Wounding on a 3 because it was +1 to wound. That is a wound. 5-up invul save. No, +2 to this roll. Yeah, he out. And now my pure strain is going to attack back. He's going to put all 3 into his leader. That is going to be 2 hits. He's hitting on 4s because of the flesh wound. That is going to be 1 wound with AP -4. So he's got his 4-up invul save because that's 6. Makes it AP -4. Oh, it's going to go through for 1 wound. All right, so that's going to be it for turn 3 here. So I've got morale test to take. He's looking for a 1. So I've got 8 guys out right now. Nope, he's going to fail. This guy over here is failing. This guy over here is also failing. Oof, I got 3 more guys with that are going to be shaken. So not great, but that is the way it is. So that's going to be it for the end of turn 3 here. We will now roll off to see who has initiative going into turn 4. I rolled an 11, so finally Genestealer Cult are going to be going first. So I've basically got one thing is going to happen. He is going to charge into his flail guy. Needs a 10-inch charge to get in. Does not make it. I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll that. No, not going to. Oh, nope, not going to make it. All right, movement phase for the Death Guard here. These 2 guys stayed in combat, and he fell back out of combat from them. So that's where we are at the end of the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so into the shooting phase, we're going to start with my mining laser into his dude bro over here. So it's going to be 1 shot, hitting on 5 because he's outside of half range. That is a hit, wounding on a 3. That is a wound, AP -3, so it's going to be a 4-up invul save. Oh, he's good. And then my seismic cannon guy is going to fire into him 2 shots with the heavy or the short wave. So it's going to be 6 to hit because he's more than half range and obscured. That's going to be 1 hit, strength 6, so looking for a 3 to wound. That is a wound, AP -1, so a 3-up save. No, that's going to go through for. Oh, you're going to spend a CP. All right, my opponent's going to spend a CP to re-roll that. Yeah, into a good serve. And now he's going to fire his pistol into him over here. 1 shot. That's going to hit on 5 because of obscurement. That's a hit. That's a wound. 2-up save. Oh, he's good. All right, so now into the fight phase. We're going to start with the leader over here who's going to attack into my dude bro over here. So that's going to be 3 hits there. These are going to be wounding on 3s as well because of the +1 to wound. That's going to be 2 wounds, 5-up invul saves. Make 1, fail 1, so injury roll, +1, 4, he's out. Alrighty, so that's the end of turn 4. We do have some morale tests to take. I'm going to spend a CP to auto-pass. I'm going to auto-pass this guy over here. So I'm going to go with that one with the auto-pass. And then I've got, he's going to need a 1-2 auto to pass here. No, close, but not enough. So he is going to be still shaken this next turn. But that's the end of turn 4. So we'll now roll off to see if the game ends on a 3-up. It goes on to turn 5. So now we will roll to see who has initiative into turn 5. I get a 5. My opponent gets a 5. So re-roll. I get a 10, my opponent gets a 6, so we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult on turn 5. All right, so into this phase, he's gonna ready, and then we're going to move into charges. So my Rocksaw bro is gonna charge into both of these guys over here. So Overwatch from the leader. 1 more, oh no, that's 4 shots there. Nope, no hits there, so his charge distance is, oh, he does have a grenade, sorry. So yeah, his blight grenade over here. D6 shots, so it's going to be 3 shots. Getting no hits there. So then he's got his 8-inch charge, he'll be in. This guy over here is going to charge into both of those guys as well. And he's in. Now my Zealot Specialist is going to charge into this guy over here. 6 inches will get him in, but he has to fire Overwatch. I keep forgetting about that. So that's going to be 2 hits with the bolters. That is going to be no wounds with the bolters. Oh, he's just got the combi bolter, right? That guy there. Yep, so his charge distance is in. And then my combat specialist is going to charge into both of these guys. 5 inches will get him in. And then this guy is going to charge into this guy. He needs a 9-inch charge to get in. That's not going to get him in. I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll that. Oh, 7 inches still won't get him in. All right, so we're going to move into the fight phase now since there's no shooting to be had. And my opponent's going to spend 2 CP for Decisive Strike to allow his leader to attack into my combat specialist. So here we go, 3 attacks on 2s to hit. So that's going to be 2 hits there. These are going to be wounding on 3s now because of the +1 to wound. That's going to be 1 wound, AP minus 4. So that's going to go straight through his armor. He'll take a wound. And then my opponent's going to spend 1 CP for lead by example to have his demo specialist attack into my combat specialist. Oh man, brutal. Good call there. There's going to be 2 attacks. That's going to be 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. Strength 4, toughness 4. No. Oh, rerolling 1s because of plague weapon. All right, so that's going to go straight through his armor there. So into his injury roll here.
No whammy, no whammy.
Oh, he's out. Yeah. All right, so now my guys are going to start into the Hammer of Wrath phase now that we finally get into it. So we're going to go with my Zealot Specialist into his demo guy. So he's going to have 3 attacks on the charge there, hitting on 3s. That's going to be 3 hits. Strength 6 now because of +1 from Zealot. These are going to be wounding on 3s. That is going to be all wounds, AP minus 2, so it's going to be 4 up saves. That's going to be no saves. So the first one, D3 damage, does 2 damage, which is enough to, oh, disgustingly resilient. Makes 1, fails 1, so it's still going to get enough to take him down there. The damage, the weapon did 2 damage, so it's going to be 2 dice on this injury roll. And on that 5, he's out. So now my fighter here is going to attack into his leader specialist here. He's going to have 2 attacks hitting on 3s. That's going to be 2 hits. Wounding on 3s because of strength times 2. That's going to be 1 wound. 4 up invul save. No, it's going to go through. 2 damage, disgustingly resilient. Oh, fails 1, makes 1. So it's going to be 2d6 on the injury roll here. I'm going to spend a CP to reroll my injury roll here. And on a 6, he's out. And then my last guy is going to attack into him with his 2 attacks here, hitting on 3s. That's going to be 2 hits, wounding on 3s. That's going to be 1 wound. 4 up invul save. Oh no, it's going to go through. Disgustingly resilient. He needs to make 1 of these to survive. No, they go through. Is he out of action? No, he just takes a flesh wound. Ah, killer. All right, now my opponent's going to swing back with his 3d3 attacks. He's going to have 3, 6, 9 attacks. Wow, that's how you do that. All right, so now my opponent's going to put 5 attacks onto him, 4 attacks on him. So we'll do the 5 attacks onto him first. That is going to be all but 2 hits. Pretty good. Wounding on 2s, right? Oh, no, 1s because he didn't charge. So it's just 1s. I mean 3s, right? Strength. Oh no. Oh, strength plus 2 flat. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the axe. Yeah. So 2s to wound. There's going to be 3 wounds there. AP minus 2, right? So that's just going to go straight through. So let's see. 1 roll for the injury roll. He's out. And then the 4 attacks into the remaining guy there. That is going to be all hits. That is going to be all but 1 wound, rerolling because of plague weapon, not meant to be. And then the injury roll. And he's out as well.
Don't have any CP.
All right, so that's the end of turn 5 there. We are into the morale phase here. We both have more than half of our forces out. So we are going to be both rolling to see if we are broken. So I'll do it first. I've got my Genestealer as a leadership of 9, so that's pretty good to try to see how he does. And on a 4, I'm good to go. I'm not broken. But I do still have to roll to see if I am shaken for a couple guys. This Rocksaw guy, looking for a 1. Nope, he is shaken. And then my Pure Strain guy over here is also going to be shaken. But now my opponent has to roll to see if he's broken. What is your leadership? Leadership 8, so he needs less than 8. Oh no, he is going to be broken. So let's roll his leadership here. Oh, let's roll his, so he's got 4 guys out of action. So it's 4 plus 4 is 8, so he's good to go because that's his leadership. So you're not shaken, but you are broken. Let's roll to see if the game goes on. On a 4+ it does. No, that's going to be the end of the game. And with that, I believe it's a Genestealer Cult victory. I know we didn't talk about it. I've got my guys in the middle there. I'm not broken. Yes, so that would be pretty brutal, but a ton of fun. Holy cow. There was like, swaths of just dead Genestealers all over the board, just dead. So at the end of it, I think what would happen is the Zealot charges in as he's desperately calling on the Vox to get help to come in, and then he sinks the power pick right into his dying head and fries whatever's left. But a ton of fun. This was really a blast. I really like the idea. I also like the fact that he got really like counter aggressive. Like I thought I was just gonna like charge him into the middle there, but then he was like, no, boom, starts running outside there, running at me, which was awesome. Really fun, really thematic, really cool. Just like blow him up. Fun times there. So a great time, a ton of fun here. It was really cool. My opponent came up to me and he was like, listen, would you want to do this? I've got these 5 Blightlord Terminators. And I was like, yeah, that sounds fun. And he's like, I was like, how many points is he? He says it comes out to about 211. I think he changed it a little bit. It was like 210 or something like that. But so I was like, all right, I'm going to go Genestealer Cult. So I have it here with 18 models, just under the 20 model cap with all of those points there. So a ton of fun just being able to just beat on each other. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek. As always, my opponent has been Skylar. Until next time, have fun.